I'm here on another cool episode of Bank on It, and I'm joined with none other than Kelly Goldsworthy, who's the head of rewards at Capitec. Kelly, thank you so much for joining me.
Amazing. It's great to be here. It's quite nice sitting on the couch having a conversation.
Just having you as a reward on this show. You know? So listen, we're going to chat through the ins and outs of rewards systems, and super keen to get into it. You look after the largest financial services rewards program in the country. Take us through it.
Yeah, where do I start? I mean, heading up something like Live Better is quite an honor, actually, to think that you can impact that many people's lives on a daily basis. But I mean, Capitec being 24 million odd clients, every one of our clients gets access to Live Better, which is great. It means that it's 100% accessible to all of them. But, if you look at how many people actually participate and get value out of the system, we have about 14 million active app clients every month. And of those, consistently going into Live Better Rewards to take up deals is around 7 million of those clients. Now, in the context of banking, that's a huge proportion of our base, which just really means that we can get into the everyday South Africans' hands, which is actually, it's an amazing experience to be able to deliver value and tangible value, not smoke and mirrors or things hidden behind T's and C's. No unnecessary complexities. So it's it's a journey.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So who are some of the partners that integrate into this?
So we've had quite a interesting sort of last 4 years. We started Live Better with a very simple program, and we only had 3 or 4 core partners at the time. And they all were deemed almost cashback partners. So you spend at them and you get cashback every month. So that included the likes of Shell, Dis-Chem, Cashbuild, Exclusive Books, and a few others. But we've gone on quite a transformative journey in the last 18 months. A lot of the work's happened in the background, but for the last 6 months in particular, we've ramped up to now having 52 partners.
Wow.
Yep. Of which not everyone sees everything. We're quite personalized in using our data to understand what you like. But we've basically got, I like to call it my Smartie box. We've got a Smartie box of partners. And, if you like red Smarties, we position those partners to you. And it's everything from grocery retailers like Boxer to HP with laptops and devices, Garmin. We've got deals with online tech companies like Dress Your Tech, which does cell phone accessories, etc. iStore, ANU hotel groups, flights. So we cover a broad array.
Very wide spectrum, right?
Yeah. I mean, although I'd love to be able to name every partner, 52 is a rather long list.
No, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, based on the feedback from your users, customers, clients, your base, what is some of the more popular feedback that you get on the rewards? It's like overwhelmingly positive, or Kelly, we don't really like this so much. And take me through some of the feedback, because it's iterative. Right?
It is. It's definitely iterative. And it's something that we really take quite seriously. So generally, Live Better's got a fantastic reputation in the market. It's one of the reasons why the Capitec brand sentiment goes up every month on Live Better Day.
Yeah.
So our clients love it. There's 2 components to it. As part of the rewards program as well, we don't only offer partner benefits, but we've got a couple of internal cashbacks, which our clients really love because it builds up in a savings account. And then they basically save that money for a rainy day. And some of the stories of how they've utilized that cash is just, it'll melt your heart, actually. So that they love. When it comes to partners, I think when we started the program, we realized that because our client base is so diverse, they loved the cashback model. Super simple, nothing complex to understand. But because we only had, let's say, 4 core partners, a lot of the clients couldn't get access to them. So if they didn't have a car, they couldn't use the Shell benefits. If they didn't have a Dis-Chem close to them, they couldn't go and get the cashback from Dis-Chem.
So they're physical-based rewards.
They were physical rewards. So taking that insight, we said, well, how do we make sure that we're more inclusive? How do we create a portfolio that now can cater for all the different segments of our market, from youth to the sort of core base that, traditionally everyone would expect to bank with Capitec, to the really aspirational affluent client. So we analyze how they actually spend with us, as well as in the feedback we get via both social sentiment and our help desks and call centers. And we bring that then into how we choose partners. To this day, I think I've only ever had to get rid of one partner. So I think we've made a relatively good choice in most of them. But we really do take that feedback quite seriously and then try and evolve it. So if we see a certain partner might be hitting the spot, but only with a handful of clients, we'll keep them there and create more of a niche offering, but then try and find someone else who maybe speaks to a far broader spectrum.
Got you.
Yeah.
And you're speaking about appeal to a broader spectrum. Now, engagement and gamification is a massive part of driving not only adoption, but creating value. Now, take me through some of the gamification or engagement triggers that you have to encourage people to get up to.
That is probably one of our biggest learnings we've had over the journey. We didn't have any form of gamification up front.
It's just like, figure it out.
It was just like, here's the offer, go and spend at these partners, pay with Capitec, and you got a cashback. And then there was just no opportunity to re-engage the clients thereafter. So what we've done is we've introduced all sorts of little micro forms of gamification. So it's not a overly heavy gaming type world. I mean, you're not going to land and live better and find a game.
Virtual currency, real currency, tokens.
No, so we don't do that. We keep it real. It's always real value. But we provide it to you in a slightly gamified way. So let's take a scenario. You walk into Dis-Chem today, you go and shop. And the moment you shop and you pay with Capitec, we send you a real-time WhatsApp to say, hey, well done. You've done your first shop at Dis-Chem. Go and do 5 more to get let's say a 50 Rand voucher off of your 5th shop. So just that principle of saying, just do 5 more things, but it's the same. It's super clear. Yeah. There's not like 50 million different behaviors that you have to try and display. It's literally clear as day. Go and shop at Dis-Chem 5 times. And if you do, you get a voucher. So in the same way we do it with them, we do it with multiple other partners. We call that a stamp card. It's like the traditional, coffee card that you get at your local coffee shop, but a virtual version. It arrives via WhatsApp, which is quite cool. You're not expecting it. Creates a little hit of dopamine. You go, oh, that's lekker. Okay, Capitec and Dis-Chem have got me. But then we do other things like if we're really wanting to engage you in something that you didn't necessarily expect, we'll push you a communication to potentially stand a chance to win something or partake in a more competition style campaign. So most of our communication and engagement is all campaign style now. So we do little scratch and wins. So stand a chance is people love stand a chance. And then the other one that works exceptionally well, although very basic, is this playing on the principles of fear of missing out. So we only have
just formal.
Pure FOMO. So we only have 1,000, let's say, of, a great deal on a certain partner. Like we actually had a phenomenal success with a HP laptop deal that we ran. And we sold out the laptops before you could even blink. Purely because it was a limited offer. Clients saw it. They stood the chance to get in on the action. It was a great discount. So those principles of gamification, so like I said, it's not a full-blown game.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can use that to re-engage your clients the whole time means that they want to come and see more. Yeah.
I'd love to unpack that because throughout the decades, the hook, trigger, reward system has worked incredibly well, right? With humans and with lab rats and with everyone. You just feed them a little reward. But let's unpack it because you also, there exists a universe, like a Black Mirror dystopian universe where we're currently surviving on these social credits and incentives drive behavior.
Yeah, 100%.
So from where you see it every day, how do you balance managing the right incentives with the right behavior and the positive behavior?
It's such a critical point. I think one of the things that gives me sleepless nights is where is that cut line, right? Where is too much? So we do pride ourselves, though, in making sure we don't overstep the line. So we obviously use our client data very responsibly, and we monitor how clients react within the Capitec ecosystem. So we obviously can see where people are spending their money and how they're spending their money. But for me, it's about if I can ensure that I'm making their lives better. That's the key principle I adhere to every time. So I'm never going to launch a campaign that ultimately puts the client in a worse off position. I want to know that at the end of that campaign, even if I'm asking them to, let's say, shop 5 times, I'm doing it because I know that they love the retailer that they're shopping at. So that shouldn't be an issue. So they already are showing that behavior. But B, the end of that journey gives them some seriously tangible value, which ultimately helps them every month. So whether it's the fact that that 50 Rand voucher will go towards buying their next set of medication, or if it's at Boxer and it's a middle of the month deal where they get 100 Rand off an item, that's significant savings that really impact the client at the end of the day. So whether it's with an external partner or retailer, or it's an internal behavior that we're trying to drive in Capitec, we always put the client first and say, is it in the best interest of the client? And I think if you've got that as the leading question, you should always make the right call and not become overly, what's the right word? Not play directly just into the business's intent as opposed to what's right for the client at the end of the day.
Yeah, it can get a little bit dystopian otherwise, right? It's just kind of like you're moving people like little chess pieces. But there's so many rewards programs out there. I won't mention all of them. There's popular ones.
There's a lot.
Right? Have 100, and here's where it gets sticky, Kelly. It seems like these reward systems have diminishing payoffs over time.
Yep.
And I want to get a sense from you, who's managing this incredible rewards program. Is that a function of scale or size? Is it inevitable that I start out needing to do a 5K on the weekend to get a coffee or smoothie or a slice of pizza?
Yeah.
And now I've got to climb, Everest and do an Ironman and do like 4 high roxes to get an espresso. How does it work?
So most of the programs, and I mean, I'll speak in general so that it's not tapping into any one particular. I don't know the depths of everybody's models, but principally, the organization has to fund this somehow.
Yeah.
Right. So rewards are expensive to run. That is the reality. And the larger the organization and the bigger amount of clients that you are rewarding, the more expensive it ultimately becomes for the business. So if you want to go and give rewards to every one of your clients, you have to know that it's going to cost a pretty penny. And we've seen it. We were on that journey. The cashback model for us, when we were funding internal product cashbacks, when you've got millions of clients with no other terms and conditions earning these cashbacks, it's a hefty bill. So what they do is they try and narrow the field. So they say, right,
parameters.
The billboard is great, right? Get 40% off your flights or get up to 100% back on your fuel.
Ouch.
But they cannot afford to do that for 2 million clients or 3 million clients or 5 million. So what they do is they put rules and regulations in play to say, okay, let's try and limit this to only getting 50,000 of the client base to actually earn the reward. And 50,000 is if you're lucky, right? And so it's the limited few that end up getting that billboard deal. That is the reality. So 100% behind it's managed by cost. They also, however, play into this idea that you need to become totally entrenched
in
with
that
the
ecosystem.
ecosystem. So you'll notice, right, you can only get the top tier discounts if you've got every single product from their staple. And that in its own right is actually quite expensive for a client often. Depends. Some are great. Some some ecosystems are more valuable to be part of if you do it holistically. But a lot of them, you can actually do better by having one product with one business and one with someone else.
Yes.
But yes, it's very intentional. And I think that's where we are different in very strategically to say we don't want to be like that. And then how do we make sure the model can sustain the 24 million clients with deals that are valuable still to every single one of them? So it's hard. I mean, we debate and we push and we negotiate exceptionally hard with our partners to make sure that the value propositions are really good for the clients who end up getting it. But yes, unfortunately, the complexity is all driven by underlying profits at the end of the day.
Because shared value also comes a shared cost.
100%.
Someone has to eat the cost, right?
Someone's paying for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So either you're paying for it as a client in a fee every month, or through the fact that you've in the ecosystem, or the business is just bleeding at the cost of the actual reward system.
Yeah. Which is probably the million-rand question. How do you choose as a user, consumer, client, the right reward system for you?
Yeah, and everyone will have a slightly different view on it. I think in the consumer market, like retail market, nowadays it's become exceptionally competitive. So every other grocery store or every other petrol station has their own reward system. There's some that do it exceptionally well. The ones that are working the best, both from the loyalty white papers and research from consumers, are those that give instant gratification, so right there and then, with significant value. Because I think the average consumer feels it on their pocket. And if it's making a difference to you on your grocery bill every month, then it makes sense. So in that context, my advice would be is go where it really adds value to your bottom line at the end of the day. If you're talking about the financial services sector and insurance world, it is exceptionally complex. I think the insurance space is the most complicated. Financial services, of course, I'd say go for the simplest, most accessible one. But in insurance, you have to look out for what you're trying to get out of the system at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But don't be bamboozled by the rewards when sometimes you can actually get just plain insurance at a far better price. People often forget that there are providers out there that will give you a great product for a fraction of a price, but it's no frills. But they get sideswiped by the frills and the excitement of rewards, which they never ever use, but they're paying for it. So my advice would be is look for the stuff that actually adds value to your pocket every month. Yeah.
So often rewards are positioned as too good to be true, especially in South Africa, right? How do you stay safe and decide, okay, this is actually a reward and it's going to pay off, or no way, someone's offering me this deal that's 80% off on Black Friday on a 75-inch TV. This is a note to myself, not to fall into, right? But, how often you see in these specials, discounts, whatever, that's severely marked up, but there comes the element of risk to it.
Yeah, totally.
So talk me through how you protect people on your rewards program to make sure that A, the data is safe, which is massive, and B, they're dealing with trusted partners.
Yeah. So my principle would always be is you've got to know the T's and C's, right? Because correct. The reality is half of the deals that you see advertised have a whole bunch of terms and conditions that most consumers don't even evaluate. So what we do on our end is we take ownership of making sure our terms and conditions are very transparent and clear, but we also negotiate very strongly with our retail partners to make sure our clients are always safe. So the first thing is we don't ever share data with anyone. So although we'll tell them our market trends, so when we engage with a potentially new partner, we'll give them insight into what our client behavior is like at a generic level.
Aggregate. Just
100% aggregated. So we'll say 30% of our clients do X, or 20% shop with you, 30% shop at your competitors, that type of data. But we'll never share actual personal client data with them unless the client has given us consent. And right now we've only got, I think, 2 or 3 partnerships where there's data sharing that takes place through the client's consent. But what's crucially important is that myself and my team are aware of how that retailer is going to execute the benefit on our clients and Capitec's behalf. So we literally go through the entire rewards issuance process. How are they going to give it to the client? How does the client redeem it? How easy is it to use? Does it expire? What is it a relevant term that they're giving access to our clients to actually use this thing? And then we actually co-craft the terms and conditions to make sure that there's no hidden agendas. And every single campaign we put out has very clearly defined T's and C's. So there's never you don't even have to phone a call center for Live Better, because everything is in the app. It's exceptionally transparent. And I think that's the heart of the Capitec way. And then we know that we're doing it in the best interest of the client.
So you reaffirm trust through that simplicity.
Yeah.
No one's saying, oh, Kelly, that didn't feel like a reward. And, I have to, companies are guilty of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like all the time, where you have, I claim this reward, and you see it on social media all the time. Where's my reward?
Yep.
I claim this.
And what's interesting is when we first changed the style of Live Better, people couldn't believe it. So we actually had a fantastic campaign that went viral on TikTok with a company called Isabella Garcia. She is a online makeup distributor. Great products. It's fantastic. And Isabella Garcia, literally gave our clients 500 Rand. Clean. You didn't have to do a thing. The voucher was there for anyone who was a Live Better client. $500. I mean, that is a significant offer, right? No one could believe it. They thought they were like, this has to be a scam. Like, I have to sign up for something.
What is Isabella doing?
Yeah, like, I have to sign up for something, and there must be a hidden agenda. And on social media, initially, people were so skeptical. They were going, no, this has to be too good to be true.
Yeah.
And next minute, a couple of young influencers or girls actually just picked up on that it was as simple as we said. It was a 500 Rand voucher off of your purchase at Isabella Garcia. No other hidden agendas. And it just suddenly, they did this whole unboxing thing and it started flying. It's one of the best campaigns we've ever run. But it shows how skeptical people were because they've been tricked so many times that they could not honestly believe that we were actually just giving them this deal just because.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, no, it is.
But
it shows you the sentiment in the market, which is actually sad on the other side that people are so skeptical. But yes, no, we can at least say that we're not part of the dodgy crew.
So Kelly, what's next for rewards and Live Better? Give me a few clues, a few things. It doesn't have to be, the confidential, but you can tease out something.
It's exciting. That much I can tell you. So look, it's early days in our journey with this new way. And we've only really been in the market with this gamified sort of campaign style approach for the last 6 months, really, 6-7 months. So we as a business are still maturing, finding things that work, finding things that don't work. How do we make sure that we've got the right partners, the right offers? So you will see some big headline relationships coming to life in the coming months. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
With really strong rewards propositions, which I think hopefully will disrupt a few other market players. So that'll continue, and we will continue to bring just, to each segment of the market. We've got a big focus on the youth at the moment. So we're really trying to find cool and funky partners that talk to the youth. And it crosses everything from daily products to really serious things. Like, how can we ensure that we as Capitec give the youth the right access to products that will help them through their financial journey? So it's not just about retail partners and deals. It's around growing their credit score, giving them apps, learning about healthy credits, incentivizing them to, learn how to manage their finances while they're studying and working. So lots of work in that space. And then recently, there's been a lot of a push from Capitec in the small business sector.
Yeah.
And we really do, as an organization, feel that the emerging markets and small business is where the next boom is for South Africa. I know Harry's famous quote recently of the 10% unemployment has done its rounds. But it's the truth. We really do believe that there's this economy that lies below the surface that is just thriving. And we want to get in there and figure out how to build that up in different ways. So we, of course, are going in with traditional things, but we're also going in with a bit of a rewards play. So watch this space. In the next 2 or 3 months, actually, we will have our first release of a new product in the small business sector, which is very exciting.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So, and for me, that's about enabling people. Ultimately, rewards is about value, but it's about changing people's circumstances. So if you talk about the retail space, it's about how do we make it better for them every month and get by on their monthly essentials and take the right products. But in the SME and business world, it's around how do we grow their business? What do we need to do for them and with them to get them to grow sales and gain access to clients, etc. So that's the world we're playing in now.
Kelly Goldsworthy, such a rewarding conversation with you. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and your wisdom. Can't wait to see what's next.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.